Credo Beauty Bestsellers. If you're a clean beauty lover, this is for you. We have quite a bit of different makeup brands that are all clean with some of the best selling makeup on Credo Beauty. And all these makeup products, I've either featured in my videos multiple times because they're incredible, or I just use them on a weekly or even daily basis. I'm excited, let's jump into it. Let's start first with the primer by Exa. This is their Jump Start Smoothing Primer. I like this one because it's not a completely matte primer, it's semi-matte. That's kind of how they describe it. I would say it's a great smoothing primer. It doesn't fill in your pores entirely. It just creates a really nice even base. And I like to warm it up before I go on my face and work in areas where I need to smooth my skin, which is mostly my T-zone. You can see on the forehead, it just kind of evened everything out, but I still have a little bit of glow from within. A best-selling foundation on Credo Beauty is the Westman Atelier foundation stick. This one I like it a lot because it's kind of like a two-in-one. You can use it as a concealer or a foundation, but I like the packaging because it's a stick, it's functional, it's convenient, it's versatile, it's very easy to travel with. But this formula is really beautiful because it's very natural. It's almost like a second skin-like type of a foundation. You can blend it out with your fingers, or you can blend it out using more of like a dense foundation brush. I personally don't like to use a dampened sponge with this because I find that it shears it out way too much. And this is in shade 0.5. I'm gonna take my Merit foundation brush and just start dabbing the foundation into my skin. Just see how natural that is. Credo Beauty's bestsellers for eyebrows. There are so many options, but these two are the ones I'm going to feature in today's video. We're going to use Westman Atelier's, their brow defining pencil in shade Bark. When I tried this first, I didn't know how I felt about it just because the pencil itself is larger than I prefer. It's a lot bigger, kind of like an oblong shape, but the formula itself is really nice because you can do your eyebrows really quickly using this pencil. It has a little spoolie attached, and I'm just going to quickly fill in my brows. This pencil almost has a pomade texture, so it sticks to your brow hairs really well. Kosas Air Brow Gel in Clear is another bestseller on Credo Beauty. This one is great. Kosas eyebrow products are phenomenal. The only thing I don't like about this brow gel, it's not as long lasting as, let's say, my Benefit 24-hour brow gel. It's not one of those. It's more of a natural brow gel, which is great, especially if you already have a beautiful eyebrow shape. Some of my brow hairs, they just want to do their own thing and they need a very intense brow gel, but this one is really great because your brows are going to be very light, fluffy, but it's not as stronghold as some other ones. So moving on, we're going to move on to Cream Contour. This is one of the best sellers by Westman Atelier in shade Biscuit. This is just my shade, but the contour stick, this is incredible. I can't stop using it. I think it's a wonderful contour product. It's also very foolproof. I'm going to use it with my Makeup by Mario, the F1 brush. And I'm gonna take it right onto the brush instead of drawing it to my face, just because I really want more of a softer contour. You guys are gonna see that a lot of these brands are just great bestsellers or just top sellers on Credo Beauty, just because as a brand, as a whole, they're a clean brand and they produce beautiful makeup products.
Pricey also, right?
Very pricey. This is definitely a luxury splurge-worthy makeup brand, but I'm using the products that I think are worth splurging on yourself. Treat yourself. A best-selling concealer on Credo Beauty, Kosas Revealer Concealer. It's no surprise. It's a beautiful concealer. It's super creamy. It's very brightening. It's very, very delicious under the eyes. It doesn't do anything weird to your under eyes. The only thing I will say, it's not as long wearing on me, and the shade range. Even though I have 1.5C, which is cool toned, it leans more yellow on my skin tone. That's why I'm not the biggest fan of wearing this concealer all the time. Like that's very yellow on my skin tone. I wish it was a little more cool toned. But this concealer, it's so easy to wear, it's so easy to use, so easy to blend. It layers really, really well without looking heavy or crepey. But like I said, it doesn't wear as long under my eyes if I don't set it. To blend I'm gonna use my Rare Beauty concealer brush. I just like how it kind of mimics your fingertip. I would say I get true medium coverage with this concealer, but you can see it's a little yellow under my under eyes. And I have other shades, and this is the closest one that looks best with my skin tone. And I'm gonna take my foundation brush without any foundation, just whatever is left. I'm just gonna lightly tap just to help blend it even more. The finish is very natural, has a little bit of radiant, a little bit of a glow. It's a really beautiful everyday concealer. Ilia is another all-around brand that is so highly rated and one of the best sellers on Credo Beauty. A lot of their products, they're also very effortless. They're very minimal, very easy to use. They wear really well throughout the day, and this is one of them. This is the Ilia's. They're multi-stick in shade Tenderly. I'm gonna use this as my blush. I do like these multi-sticks. I just really have to warm them up to get them to a nice creamy consistency. Otherwise, if you go straight onto your face, it just kind of sticks and doesn't glide as smooth and even. They're on the sheer side, so you do want to build them up. But again, Ilia, I find that they're more of a very minimal type of a makeup brand, kind of like Merit, where it's not a ton of pigment on your face, but more natural and very skin-like. I'm actually gonna take my Rare Beauty blush brush. I like this kind of brush for cream products. It's kind of like a stippling brush, but extremely soft and very dense. And it just works really well with cream formulas. The finish is very radiant, illuminating, just beautiful on the cheeks. And to get the best wear out of these blushes or these multi-sticks, I would set them either with a loose powder or a powder blush, highlighter, bronzer, whatever on top, just to get as much wear out of this product as possible. To set my face, I'm gonna use one of my favorite setting powders, and of course, no surprise, it's a bestseller in Credo. This is Ilia's Soft Focus Finishing Powder. I've talked about this one multiple times, and I still can't get enough of it. It's a beautiful loose setting powder that's translucent, and I just love the way it looks on the skin. It just sets everything in place, but it doesn't mattify to a point where you look very dull and very one-dimensional. Let me just take some into the cap. This is by Beauty Blender, and this is their powder puff, or I'm not even sure what they call it, but it's a puff. And just gently press and tap where I want to set my makeup. If you do get extremely oily throughout the day, this powder, it layers really well without looking heavy or cakey or breaking your makeup apart. I'm gonna use another Ilia makeup product. This is their bronzing powder, and I'm in shade Drawn In. I like to use this if I want a little bit of that warmth, that sunshine. Looks like I've been out in the sun for a little bit. I'm gonna use it quite a bit on my forehead and a little bit more on the higher points of my cheeks, kind of on top of the blush. And I'm going to use my Jones Road bronzing brush. Instead of swiping, I'm just going to lightly dab to get that most natural look. And this bronzer is beautiful. It's very pigmented, it's very soft, so don't go in and just start swiping your brush in there. But the way it looks on the skin has a really beautiful airbrush finish, and it just works well with so many of my products. If you're a one and done type of an eyeshadow person, you will love these if you haven't tried them yet. These are the RMS, the Eyelights. They're a cream formula that have a really beautiful, really wet metallic finish. They're not intense, but the best part is how easy they are to apply. They wear really well. They honestly don't crease whatsoever, and I'm not going to wear an eyeshadow primer. I don't like actually wear an eyeshadow primer with these Eyelights just because they wear so well on their own. You can apply these with your fingertip, or if you want a little bit more precision, just use a brush, more of a dense packing eyeshadow brush. So I like the Rare Beauty eyeshadow brush because it also is supposed to mimic your fingertip. It's nicely densely packed, and it has like this angled brush to it, angled tip. And I would say work one eye at a time to blend it out, because once they set, they set. I'm gonna take the tip of the brush and just kind of go a little bit on the lower lash line. I don't want too much, just very softly. For a best-selling liquid eyeliner, it's by Ilia on Credo Beauty, and I'm gonna be honest with you, it's not my favorite. I have still yet to find a clean liquid eyeliner that works great. I like this one. I like it, obviously I'm featured in this video. I like it, but I don't love it. I find that you have to shake it a lot and you have to go over your eyeliner multiple times to get it really black. When you swatch it, it's great, like it's black. But I find that the brush, I'm not the biggest fan of. I wish it was more of a brush instead of felt tip to get more precision. And it doesn't wear as long on me depending on which type of eyeshadows I wear. So I'm hoping this one is going to vibe well with the RMS. For one of the best selling mascara on Credo Beauty, Tower 28 Make Waves Mascara. This is one of my favorites. When it first launched, I tried it, fell in love with it. I say it's basically if Lancome, their Idole mascara, and Maybelline Lash Sensational, they had a baby, this would be it. A clean version. I like the wand, very easy to use. I would say it's a great all-around mascara if you want the lift, the curl, the volume, the length, the definition. It kind of gives you a little bit of everything. I would say it's not best for just lifting or curling. I think it gives you a little bit of everything. I know that some people complain that it can flake or it can transfer. On me, if I don't load it really heavy, it wears beautiful all day long. For lips, the Bestsellers. We have a couple options. Well, actually, I'm gonna use both of them. The first one is a lip pencil by Aire Perez. I think that's how you pronounce their brand name. This is their Cocoa Crayon. So it's essentially a lip pencil that you can also use on your cheeks. It's a full coverage natural lip crayon that's supposed to give you more of a matte lip color. I'm going to use the shade Grace. This type of pencil, it's very creamy, it's very soft, very easy to use. You can't really be as precise as you would with the typical lip liner pencil, but you can have some precision. But I like to fill in my entire lip, and to make it even more comfortable, it is a comfortable pencil. It's comfortable enough, but if you have really dry lips like I do right now, I'm going to top it with a liquid lip balm by Westman Atelier. I've talked about this before, and it's a beautiful splurge-worthy, treat yourself type of a lip balm product. This is the Westman Atelier, their Squeaky Clean Lip Balm. It's what they call a gel oil technology, where it gives you the beautiful shine, the beautiful balmy finish and feel without sticky texture. I just like wearing these on their own or just simply outlining my lips, not filling them all the way in, and just going with a little bit of lip balm. But I like that they're packed with oils. For example, they have organic jojoba, almond, argan oils. They also have shea butter in here, and it just really nourishes your lips, and it's so easy to apply because it is a liquid lip balm version. And I just think it makes your lips look so juicy, but it makes your lips feel amazing throughout the day. And there you have it, a full face of some of the best sellers from Credo Beauty. And a lot of these brands I thoroughly enjoy as a whole brand in general. For example, Westman Atelier, they're very expensive, but most of their products really deliver and they wear up to the hype. Another incredible brand is Tower 28. I really love their blushes, but I wanted to show the Ilia multi-stick, but their Tower 28 blushes are phenomenal. I also like to wear them on my lips. They're pretty long wearing, they don't dry out my lips. And then of course Kosas, their concealer is beautiful, very creamy. Ilia Beauty, we all know them, we all love them. They're a really beautiful all-around brand. RMS is another great one, but just Credo Beauty is a really great place if you're looking strictly for clean beauty, clean makeup. It's all right there. I believe they have over 130 brands that are strictly clean, and just the entire brand as a whole is clean, and all of their makeup products fall into that category. But I just wanted to do a full face because I know a lot of people are, especially nowadays, they're finding themselves, they enjoy cleaner beauty and cleaner makeup because they want to know what they're putting on their face. And I am so appreciative that most of these makeup products, they not only apply well, they look beautiful on the skin, but they also wear beautifully throughout the day. I found that, you know, when clean beauty just came on the market, it was really lacking in pigment, blendability, but clean brands, they're really stepping up their game, and their level is so high now that it's kind of hard to compete against a lot of these products. So I hope you guys found some inspiration, maybe help you branch out a little bit to some of these different brands. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video, spending time with me, and I'll see you in the next one very soon. Bye.